Have you ever wondered what Croatia can offer as a holiday destination? Well, why not join us as we travel to the Croatian seaside city of Split to discover its ancient sites, its crystal clear waters, and its beautiful surrounding islands. After a few different trains to get us to Gatwick Airport, we found time for lunch. Then jumped on an EasyJet plane and flew over to Split, a city that sat over the Adriatic Sea and was surrounded by hundreds of islands. From the airport we jumped on the numbers 37 bus, which took us 45 minutes into Split Harbour, and from there it was a short walk to our hotel. The Seven Seas Residence Hotel was a 10 to 15 minute walk from the harbour, but was worth the walk. We opted for the Sky Deck, which was their top floor room, which had 2 different balconies, one of which had sun lounges and a hot tub on it, not to mention a stunning view of Split sunset. The room was clean and brilliantly presented. The toilet and shower was a great size, the room had decent air conditioning and best of all, electric shutters which blacked out the room whilst you slept. Breakfast was a simple affair with a mostly continental selection, although there was also scrambled eggs and a selection of cooked Croatian sausages on offer. The biggest issue with Seven Seas Residence was its lack of elevator, and being on the top floor of this 7-storey building, it proved challenging heading up and down after days of prolonged walking. But overall, Seven Seas Residence was a very good hotel and base for our Croatian adventure. Our first full day in Split saw us getting our bearings and exploring around its jagged coastline and various beaches. Waters were clear and not quite as arduous to get into as I had thought. Sun's bouncing off my head. But the issue we had with the first beach was that a huge construction project loomed over it, which made for an ugly backdrop. And with the fucking cranes! So we carried on exploring and came to another beach, smaller, less busy, but far more attractive. And although the beach was made up of stuff that was not quite clay or not quite sand, it was still a lovely place to be. On the road just off the beach was a small fast food hatch called Malakuka, which served us the tastiest wraps we'd ever eaten. From there we got a taxi back to the hotel to test out the hot tub and balcony. I almost choked on this drink. Not my finest now.
Went down the wrong hole.
After showers we got ready and went out into the old town. After getting lost down its tight, winding labyrinth of alleyways, we came across a restaurant or two and sat down to a lovely shrimp gnocchi. Then finished the night listening to live music while sat on a cushion being served beers in an Egyptian square. The next day, we inhaled a quick breakfast and raced down to the harbour to catch our boat. We had booked with Grey Line for a free island boat trip. After embarkation, we were greeted with a soft powdered donut by our fantastic tour guide Nana and her crew before sailing off towards our first destination, a picturesque lagoon with a sunken ship to explore. There we were given 90 minutes to jump off the boat and explore the turquoise waters. It was idyllic. After that, we continued on to our second destination, the Blue Lagoon. On the way, we were served lunch, which consisted of burger and chips. The chips were a little cold, but the burger was excellent. We reached the Blue Lagoon and had another 90 minutes to swim and explore before drying off and heading to the last stop of our tour, the peaceful village of Maslenica on the island of Salta. There we explored the harbour, climbed a hill, discovered a church and graveyard before finally settling at a beach bar for the remainder of our stay. We then reboarded the boat for our 90-minute cruise back to Split. The trip was excellent and a real highlight of the holiday. We were made to feel safe and welcome by Nana, who couldn't do enough for us or any of the other 60 guests. After reaching dry land, we headed back to the hotel, freshened up, and then headed back to the harbour for food and what turned out to be far too many drinks.
I've had a few of these. Quite drunk. We're both are. It's fine, we're on holiday.
The next morning, whilst nursing a hangover, we had our final breakfast, checked out of the room, and then headed back to the old town to explore its many ancient wonders. On our way, we came across a lot of quirky shops. We headed back to the Egyptian square and bought a combo ticket for the 5 different areas of the Delicians Palace. The Decadent Chapel, and the narrow stairwell of the bell tower gifted us with a breathtaking, literally, view of the city of Split. The baptistery, which was a little underwhelming. The treasury, which was really hot and full of old stuff.
Jesus Christ's middle finger.
And finally the crypt, which, although very peaceful, lacked any dead bodies and was generally rather boring. After a delicious and overpriced lemon and mango gelato, we entered the substructure of Delicians Palace, an underground maze of chambers and corridors and what was used as a location for Game of Thrones.
It's a big stick. Random rocks. And a big pile of nothing.
After a jaunt around the market, we headed for Terminal F for some food and to reflect on the time we had in Split. Would we visit again? Possibly. Although I do recommend coming to Split, it does come with some caveats, the main one being graffiti. The place is covered in it, and although our friendly taxi driver claimed it was just because of the passion people from Split had for their football teams, it did give the city a dirty and unfriendly aesthetic, which is far from what the people of Split are. In our experience, they were courteous and hospitable people, but the graffiti gave a different vibe. The old town seemed to be relatively graffiti-free, which was something. So if you can overlook this, then you should absolutely give Split a try. It's not a place that warrants multiple visits, but you should certainly give it a go. Thank you for joining me in Split. If you got any insight from this video, then why not give it a like and subscribe for the next one. Bon voyage!